Hey YouTube, how's it going? If you're new here, then my name is Kegusanam. I make videos about Flutter and software development in general. So today what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple portfolio website using Flutter Web, and we're going to be hosting that application into the Firebase Hosting, and then we're going to get the URL that's so that you could share the URL and anybody could access that website over the internet. So I've already pre-recorded everything, so it's going to be a very simple one and it's going to be very quick. So buckle up and let's start. So what we're going to use is we're going to use Very Good CLI. It's a build tool created by Very Good Ventures, and whenever you create project with using this Very Good code, it comes packed with all these features. And the most important part of the feature is internationalization. We're going to be using that a lot. So in order to activate that tool, you need to run this command. After running, it will resolve all the dependency and download whatever is required. And after the installation of the command, then you're going to set a path for that command. I'm going to be using a nano. For Windows people, you need to figure out yourself. I don't think that's much of trouble for you. So here I have set the path, and I'm going to save the changes and open the terminal once again, check if the Very Good is installed properly or not. Then I'm going to go to my projects directory. Then we're going to create a project using this command. We're going to call it my portfolio. So it will create all the files that are required for it. So I'm going to use code and the project name, and it will open my Visual Studio Code with this project since we have already installed. So we're going to look into the main.dart file. We have three main files: development, staging, and production. So inside the run guard zone, you can set up your own configuration for development and staging. So I'm going to delete the counter package and solve all the errors by deleting those lines. Okay, I'm going to comment it. We are not going to be doing anything related to counter page. And in the main app.dart file, we see that it requires a counter page. So we're going to create a new page called home_page.dart, and it's going to be a stateless widget. I'm going to import the material.dart and return a simple scaffold with body and center and child text saying that we're gonna build a portfolio here or something. It's not that important. We're going to be changing this later on. So in the material app, I'm going to call homepage instead. So we're going to test it. So let's go through the dependency first. We're going to use URL strategy. That is useful for removing the hash from the Flutter web application. URL launcher for various social media links, like for your GitHub and everything. So whenever user clicks, they redirects into another website. So another one is Flutter vector icons. In this Flutter vector icon, you get various icons such as Instagram and stuff. In the main.development, you're going to set URL path strategy. This will remove the hash from your Flutter web. So if you go into our app.dart, there's nothing much into it. I haven't changed anything. I've simply called homepage. So if you go into our homepage, we're going to see that we are using something called L10N. It's called localization. So this localization is generated by Flutter itself using the code generation. As you can see, under the Flutter gen, we get to see all the generated files. But you don't have to worry about it. We're going to be looking into only the L10N package. Here you have app_en and es, English and Espanol. So here we're going to set up all the text we require for our application. Currently I have only 5 texts. For example, profile name, whose profile is it? Mine. And I've uploaded an image of myself. So you can change it yourself if you want to clone this project. And given an introduction, my Twitter, Instagram, and GitHub Medium link. So that's it. And inside the home page, that package is already important. Then inside the home view, I've passed the localization package. I'm getting the display size from media query and return a size box and check for the width. If it's 800, I'm going to display a large one, otherwise small one. In large, I have a container with some kind of padding, and I've set the color to light one. Inside it, I've used a row because there's a big screen, so I'm going to be using a row. And on the one side there will be picture, on the other will be a column that will show the name, profile introduction, and the social links. If you see on our social link, it's a row of icon buttons, each representing our social media link. You can change it over here. I've used L10N for the link over here. Inside the small view, instead of row, I've used a column so that everything gets displayed linearly. Similarly, there is my profile picture, my name, and my introduction, and also the social link. So that's it. We have almost created our portfolio website now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to terminal. We're going to go to our project directory, and this is our project directory. So we're going to build the web version first. We're going to use Flutter web, and the target main file is production. So after that, it creates our index file into the web folder. See, if you check on build, there will be a folder called web. So I'm going to copy that web folder somewhere else so that we're going to do some Firebase related initialization. So I've moved it to the portfolio builds inside my documents. I'm going to go there. There's a web folder. I'm going to go inside the web folder, and here we're going to do something called Firebase initialization. Before that, we'll look into how to host that application. You're going to Google it. So Firebase hosting is calculated. Before that, you need to have Firebase CLI. You can get the CLI using these two simple commands. After doing so, I've already done that. You need to do it if you haven't. Then we're going to call Firebase init. But before that, let's create a project. So when you create a Firebase, when you host something in Firebase, this name will be displayed in that URL. So try to choose your name that is like unique and doesn't contain that number. I'm just here trying to remove those names. I'm in the numbers, so I'm trying to figure out some names, right? Kegu.sonam, right? It's not working. I used an underscore, but it's not that good, so I've used a dash or hyphen. So then my final portfolio will be called Kegu-sonam, not Kegu00111 or something. So I have created the project here. We are simply creating a project. We don't need Firestore or anything, any other service. All we require is Firebase hosting. I'm here waiting for the Firebase to set up my project. Once it's done, we have our project ready with us. Okay, now we're going to call Firebase init into the web folder that we have moved. So I'm going to call Firebase init. It's going to show its own UI. So here we're going to choose hosting. There are two hosting. One we're going to select that one without the GitHub action. So it says, do you want to move that public directory? Simply click enter. Rewrite index.html, yes. No GitHub action required. So if you go ls-ltr, we'll see the public folder and firebase.json. Some kind of rule are set into it. So I'm going to go to Finder and go to that directory using Command Shift G. So here I'm going to set a date modified. So everything that has been put into this folder before the Firebase init, I have moved it into the public directory. So here you can do emulator start and some deployment thing. What we're going to be thinking about is Firebase deploy only. Simply type that command, Firebase deploy. It's gonna push everything inside your public directory into the Firebase hosting. So after that, it will give you a URL. See, kegu-sonam web.app is my final portfolio website URL. This is active for everyone to access. Anybody can access it. I'm going to be making some changes, but this, see, as we can see here, each click of our social links works as well. This all are working due to the URL launcher. So that is it. We have created a website and hosted into Firebase hosting. So if you like it, then consider giving a like to the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. And if you have any question, then please leave a comment down below. And the GitHub URL, source code URL in the GitHub will be down in the description as well. I hope this is useful for everyone who has subscribed to my channel, because everyone requires a portfolio website, right? So creating a simple one doesn't matter. You can work on it and create a more beautiful UI than that. Otherwise, basic gist of the portfolio is this. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.